Hello and welcome to TTVNEWS broadcast week on TayNinhTV newspaper and radio television with some latest events in TayNinhTV province. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of October 21st, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Business Committee Huỳnh Văn Sơn held a working session with the Japan External Trade Organization or JETRO in Ho Chi Minh City, led by Mr. Okabe Mitsutoshi, Chief Representative of JETRO's Ho Chi Minh City office.
Japan is currently the fourth largest investor containing among other 40 countries and territories with 176 projects, and the total reaches a capital over $1.26 billion, and this project mainly focus on machinery manufacturing, electronic components, production and assembly, agro-aquatic processing, animal feed production, food processing and garment manufacturing. At the meeting, Mr. Okabe Mitsutoshi praised TayNinh's consistent support for Japanese businesses operating locally and committed to further strengthening cooperation by connecting more Japanese enterprises with the province. Provincial departments also addressed the key issues raised by the JETRO, introducing the tax policies, investment incentives, and master planning, workforce training, and also priority sectors for investment. The Vice Chairman Huỳnh Văn Sơn reaffirmed TayNinh's commitment to streamlining administrative procedures, supporting businesses, and holding regular quality business dialogues, including an annual section dedicated to Japanese enterprises. He emphasized the province's focus on political stability, public security, and regional transport infrastructure development to reduce the logistic costs and facilitate business operation.
By 2030, TayNinhTV province aims for total factor productivity, or TFP, to contribute at least 55% of its economic growth. To achieve this, the province is shifting toward a role model focus on depth and sustainability, promoting the application of science, technology, and innovation in key economic sectors. TayNinhTV has identified its strategic focus areas as high-tech agriculture, manufacturing and processing industries, logistics, and smart urban development. Various support programs are being implemented to help businesses adopt new technologies, optimize production processes, and improve management models, enhancing the efficiency of labor, capital, and resource use. At the same time, TayNinhTV is prioritizing digital skills training for its workforce, restructuring production along value chains, and strengthening collaboration between enterprises and research institutions. The province expects that applying technical advancements in practice will serve as a driving force for fast and sustainable economic growth. TayNinhTV province is actually preparing the necessary conditions to begin construction of a high-tech and digital technology industrial park in 2026.
To realize this goal, the province is reviewing, adjusting, and updating its industrial park development plans with a focus on modernization and prioritizing the high-tech and digital applications. It is also investing in technical and digital infrastructure, preparing clean land, and improving the service quality to attract investors. TayNinhTV is considering adjustments in addition to special incentive policies to attract the tech enterprises and research organizations, both domestic and also international. The development strategy is aligned with the green growth, the circular economy, and the knowledge economy. And the future industrial park will prioritize sectors such as clean technology, renewable energy, artificial intelligence (AI), semiconductors, and advanced data technologies. In parallel, the province is also promoting the development of an innovation center under a private investment and management model.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing the agenda of the 10th session of the National Assembly on October 21st, the National Assembly began broad discussions focusing on economic, financial, and public investment matters. Deputy Secretary of TayNinhTV Provincial Party Committee and head of TayNinhTV's National Assembly delegation Phạm Hồng Thái chaired the group, which includes delegates from TayNinhTV and Thanh Hóa provinces. Delegates expressed strong support for two-level local government model, which has been in operation for nearly 4 months. However, to ensure the model functions effectively, many proposed an early infrastructure support package for commune-level authorities, as well as a job position framework tailored for commune-level staff by 2026. I propose a salary increase for grassroots officers. This has been raised by many voters and delegates, and I want to formally reiterate it in this socio-economic discussion. Additionally, we need to reassess the quality of public human resources, especially since commune-level officers make up duties of grassroots personnel. A proper evaluation is needed to adjust our human resource strategy. Delegates also acknowledged the government's efforts in developing transport infrastructure, particularly key expressways like the Eastern North-South Expressway and Ho Chi Minh City's Ring Road 3. However, they noted that several national highways remain in poor condition, especially National Highway 62, which is severely degraded. As the project is funded by the World Bank, the start date might be delayed until late 2026 or even into 2027. We urge the government, the Prime Minister, and relevant ministry to follow through on approved policies and ensure that responsible agencies complete on legal procedures swiftly to accelerate progress. Addressing disaster prevention and recovery, Mr. Phạm Hồng Thái emphasized that while the country has spent about 47 trillion Vietnam dong on disaster recovery over the past 5 years, these efforts remain reactive and unsustainable. He called for a comprehensive long-term national strategy. We need to plan ahead. For example, how should we organize residential areas? In mountainous regions, there must be culturally appropriate resettlement plans for ethnic groups, and essential infrastructure like housing, employment, and livelihoods must be ensured. That way, when disasters occur, they don't have to keep spending tens of trillions every year to fix the damage. Later in the afternoon, Group 3 continued discussions on the 2021-2026 term reports of the President and the government, the draft term report of the 15th National Assembly, and other related documents. On the afternoon of October 21, Vice Chairman of the Provincial Committee Huỳnh Văn Sơn chaired a meeting with relevant departments to review the progress of public investment fund disbursement. The meeting was also connected online to the Provincial Committee's second facility. According to the Department of Finance, as of October 15, over 10,200 billion Vietnam dong had been disbursed, over 60% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister, and more than 60% of the provincial plan. Delays in land clearance, slow finalization by some investors, and ongoing bidding procedures for newly funded projects were cited as key reasons for the low disbursement rate. Vice Chairman Huỳnh Văn Sơn urged on departments, local authorities, project management boards, and investors to strictly follow the province directives, finalize allocation procedures, and speed up disbursements for 2025. He emphasized that investors must post contractors to carry out construction promptly and disbursements as soon as volumes are completed to improve the disbursement rate. He also requested that investors accelerate the bidding process, assign staff to monitor each project closely, and ensure the completion of 2025 public investment disbursement targets.
In Tay Ninh province aim for the digital economy to contribute 30% of its GDP by 2030, and from 2025 to 2030 promoting the cashless payments will be a key focus, led by the State Bank's Region Number 13 branch, and credit institutions are tasked with expanding digital banking and e-wallet services to enhance the convenience and security. The province will also invest in digital infrastructure, cloud computing, and data security to build a public trust. Efforts include developing open data platforms and improving the data connectivity across the agencies. Additionally, Tay Ninh supports businesses in digital transformation, boosts e-commerce, fosters startups and innovation, and seeks to attract the high-tech investments.
Turn to other news. Dear audience, with over 120,000 tons of international visitors in the first 10 months of 2025, Tay Ninh is emerging as a new tourism hotspot in both region and the country. To maintain this strong momentum, the province is ramping up promotion efforts and developing distinctive tourism products, aiming to attract even more international visitors in coming year. Chinese tourism sector will boost inter-provincial and regional promotion, adopt digital marketing strategies, and operate a tourism database. The Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism with the Department of Foreign Affairs will advise on overseas promotions and utilize TayNinh's role in the Global City Tourism Promotion Organization. Planning and infrastructure in the Baden Mountain National Tourist Area will be reviewed and improved. The local authorities and site managers will coordinate large-scale tourism events, while police and border forces enhance security for international visitors. The Provincial Tourism Association is encouraged to collaborate with businesses to develop new products, improve service quality, and promote green tourism, nighttime tourism, and local cuisine, strengthening TayNinh's regional tourism presence. Ladies and gentlemen, right after the successful Party Congress of Mỹ Quý Camille, the Party Executive Committee quickly developed an action program to implement the resolution into life with the highest determination. Among the priorities, promoting industrial development, border gate economy, and building a model new rural area are the two key and continuous tasks.
In the new term, Mỹ Quý has set 12 targets and 3 breakthrough programs and 1 key project to ensure the resolution is not just on the paper. The commune has identified propaganda and thorough examination to every core party members, and the public must lead the way, so the resolution will soon be put into practice. The Standing Committee and the Party Committee of the Commune also see the conference as only in the first step. The most important thing is to deploy and organize the implementation in the coming time, and therefore the Standing Committee has advised the Executive Committee of the Party Committee on the 4 action programs to implement 4 breakthrough tasks related to party building, government administration, scientific and technological development, and digital transformation. Operating and expanding the biome bridge to a width of 5.5 meters and a load capacity of 10 tons is the key project proposed by the commune. And to accelerate the project's implementation, the People's Committee immediately started surveying, planning the budgets, and holding public meetings to gather opinions and build a consensus. The commune also aims to begin construction next year and contributing to easier travel and trade for the residents and boosting the local economy. In recent years, this bridge has been too small and making it difficult for the people to travel. And when transporting the goods here, people had to walk across. So the news about building the bridge made the locals very happy. There is a connection between Provincial Road number 838 and Provincial Road number 22B, linking through Phước Chỉ commune, ensuring the traffic conditions and socio-economic development in this area. And these 2 areas currently have about 1,000 households. The border gate economy is the main goal that Mỹ Quý commune has set for this new term, and to concretize this goal, the commune is implementing many solutions to promote the border trade while maintaining national defense, border security, and social order. We have also thoroughly conveyed to all the corps and party members in the political system, calling on official civil servants, public employees, and the public to be linked with the operational machines. And when the entire machine runs smoothly, it will create a breakthrough momentum, a strong party, and trust in people, making the homeland increasingly prosperous and beautiful. The party's well, the people's heart is creating a new momentum in Mỹ Quý after the merger. And although many challenges remain ahead, with a correct solution and the consensus of the entire people, we believe that Mỹ Quý will achieve its set goals and build a prosperous, civilized homeland. And on October the 21st, the Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Minh Lâm, chaired an online meeting on the flood prevention in the Đồng Tháp 10 area. According to the Department of Agriculture and Environment, the water level are rising from 2 to 3 centimeters daily and 5 to 50 centimeters higher than the same period last year. And this big flooding is expected around on October the 23rd to the 24th at level 2 or 3 warnings. As of October 20th, the floods have affected 475 hectares of crops, including over 250 hectares of rice, with 92% of the total loss, and 22 hectares of fruit trees and over 1 hectare of vegetables, mainly in Vĩnh Thạnh, Vĩnh Châu, Khánh Hưng, and Tuyên Bình communes. Mr. Lam called for the 24/7 monitoring and strict protection of the tire system and tighter control over the vehicle movement and canal tracking to prevent the erosion and maintain the track integrity.
At a Provincial Steering Committee meeting on October 21st, Vice Chairman Nguyễn Hồng Thanh emphasized the need for clear task assignments, strict accountability, and prompt handling of smuggling counterfeiters and jailbreak cases, especially following recent structural changes. He reaffirmed that this is a long-term key task, urging departments and localities to strictly implement government and provincial directives. He called for a zero-tolerance approach to fake medicines and food products, particularly ahead of the year-end season. Enforcement agencies were asked to strengthen border control, coordinate closely, and take swift action against violations, especially those involving e-commerce. In the first 9 months of the year, TayNinhTV conducted over 2,400 inspections, detected more than 2,000 violations, and collected over 763 billion Việt Nam đồng in fees, a nearly 70% increase year-on-year. Dear audience, in recent years, trade unions across the province have effectively fulfilled their role in representing for and protecting the legitimate rights and interests of union and workers. From government agencies and unions to businesses, a trade union organization has found practical ways to motivate officials and employees to work with peace of mind and stay loyal to their organizations. Shortly after the merger, the grassroots trade union of TayNinhTV newspaper and radio television quickly reorganized and launched many meaningful activities. These Mid-Autumn Festival gifts were personally given to the children at the Provincial General Hospital, as well as in communes such as Tân Ninh, Tân Phú, and Vàm Cỏ. Here is a Ram Mid-Autumn Festival night for the children of official staff and workers of TayNinhTV newspaper and radio television. Your symbol on these activities contain affection, sharing, and solidarity. In the coming time, the Trade Union Executive Committee will try to find solutions to strengthen care and protect the rights and benefits of officials, staff, and workers of TayNinhTV newspaper and radio television. Meanwhile, the grassroots trade union of TayNinhTV Power Company has also implemented many practical care programs, especially for union members and workers facing difficulties. Our unit has established an internal fund based on contributions of 1 day's salary from each worker. With this fund, the union has additional resources to care for workers, particularly vulnerable groups such as those suffering from serious illnesses, housing difficulties, or other special circumstances. I feel very happy and grateful for the unit's care for us. Programs like caring for workers and supporting meals provide us with opportunities to sit together and share difficulties at work. Through these meaningful and practical care activities, trade unions at all levels in TayNinhTV are increasingly proving themselves as a reliable support for workers. This also lays the foundation for building harmonious, stable, and progressive labor relations, contributing to promoting patriotic emulation movements and socio-economic development in the province needs. And now that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for being with us and goodbye for now.